with a disclaimer, like, please do not care what I think about this game. And I said it again at the end for good measure. Please ignore me. Go and buy this game if it interests you. Alas, like the goggles on Radioactive Man, my disclaimers did nothing, and people were very, very mad at the fact that I did not like Final Fantasy XVI. Here's the thing though, when that game actually released, it turned out that my view was not as minority as first thought. A lot of people didn't like Final Fantasy XVI, particularly for its pacing, its lack of a party system, and the absence of RPG systems. But a lot of people did love it, and I want to say that I think history will actually be quite kind to Final Fantasy XVI in the same way that it's kind to 15. Clearly, the game has a lot of issues, but it also has a lot of heart, and Creative Business Unit 3 really put it all on the line here. The highs are the highest in the history of the franchise, and that alone carries it a great distance. So I'm glad that Final Fantasy XVI made so many people happy, even if it wasn't for me. But on the plus side, I got to beat Ben Starr, and let me tell you, that is one charming motherfucker. This month also saw the FTC bring suit against Microsoft, hoping to double down on the CMA's blockage of the Activision Blizzard King acquisition. It was a lot of the arguments that we'd heard in the past, though argued less persuasively by the FTC, resulting in the judge ruling against them. The FTC are still in the appeals process to this day. I think someone needs to tell them the horse has already left the barn. Finally, and most worryingly for the future, this was the month that Embracer announced that a $2 billion funding deal had fallen through. The Swedish-based publisher had spent the past 3 years buying up every studio and IP it could get its hands on, including the actual Lord of the Rings IP from the Tolkien estate. The spending spree happened on a tab that Embracer thought would be picked up by the Saudis, but when that deal collapsed, an ashen-faced Embracer leadership group broke the news, announcing that extensive cost-cutting and layoffs would be required. It is really gross that something like this can be allowed to happen.